Hearing that this has been the hottest year on record, or that 1 in 4 mammals are endangered, or that every minute 51 acres of tropical rainforest are being destroyed makes me extraordinarily anxious. It feels as if the planet is crumbling beneath our fingertips and we are not doing enough to stop it from falling apart completely. What I think many fail to understand is that global warming will affect groups of people in ways we can only begin to imagine. These types of issues will only get worse until they are entirely out of our control. Air pollution causes asthma, water pollution can lead to crises like the one in Flint, Michigan, and sea level rise threatens the many, including myself, who live in coastal cities. Right now is the time to act. Right now is the time to make change. I believe environmental issues should be the first thing on your agenda. You have the power to improve the lives of millions of people and the health of our planet.
I want to talk about college debt. I'm currently a junior in high school and I'm planning on going to a good college afterwards. It's so important to go to college. If I weren't able to go, I could possibly be looked down upon by people who are trying to hire me. Even though I know the importance of college, I'm scared to go because I can't pay for it. I know plenty of people who are struggling to pay their loans. This should not be a problem in 2016. I shouldn't have to stress out about such a small part of my life. For the next president, I want to see someone who has a plan to solve this problem that I'm sure many other people in the US are facing.
The internet has become a necessary part of everyday life. We use it to communicate, to find information, and to entertain ourselves. The government's collection of personal information about people on the internet is a violation of our privacy. The majority of American citizens have committed no crime that justifies the constant surveillance of their activities. While our national security is important, there has been no proof that increased surveillance of innocent Americans has served to protect our country better. Most people do not realize that when they send emails, text messages, or have video chats, their actions are being kept track of by government programs. The government has the responsibility to be transparent about their actions so that Americans understand the freedom they have given up in order to protect our country. I would like the next president to start a national conversation about the actions of the NSA. The knowledge that the government can turn on the camera on my computer, track my movements, and read my text messages is frightening to me. It is the president's responsibility to make Americans feel safe not only against terrorist attacks, but with the actions of their own government.
Modern America has seen an influx of young commuters desperate for an expansive and dynamic public transportation system. To satisfy this request, the next president must invest in improving the different systems already in place and by creating new ones based upon the successes of other countries. As a student, it has become increasingly hard to get to and from school on a timely manner. Expanding the bus and metro system and by reducing the prices for students will dramatically improve access to the best possible education. Another way of doing this is by making it a requirement to learn how to ride a bicycle and to implement more bike paths throughout our cities. In Europe, bicycles are used as an effective form of transportation rather than just a hobby. All of these forms of transportation, the students of America will be able to take charge of their futures, and it will allow them to focus on their schoolwork rather than how to get to school.
Racism has always have been a huge problem that will never be resolved. But we as Americans, we have seen it once or twice. Most of those Americans that live here do have equal laws, but for some reason, every single race that live around America has been treated always differently, and it's been affecting many different types of races.
I'm also racist, but not in a bad way. I'm not a bigot or anything like that. I just judge people because of the race.
And the thing is, it has affected a lot of people, including to black people like myself. How it affects me in general, it's affects how we can't really do a lot of things. As like myself, I'm gonna be driving soon. As a black male myself, I'm gonna be having trouble trying to deal with my way on how to get through my day. Especially if like a police officer pulls me over. And one of those times, I always have to keep calm, because if I ever show any sort of discouraging attitude towards a person, they're gonna think of something highly of me, and that's not fun at all. We just want to all be treated in the most equal way possible, the way how everyone can be treated. That's why the whole phrase, treat people like you want to be treated, that's why it should be an enforced type of rule. So for Mr. and Mrs. President, I hope you see that this is as a problem, more than a little problem, more of a big problem, and it needs to be resolved. Because here in America, we are known as the land of the free, and we should keep it that way.
Dear next president, it's gotta stop. Police shootings are too much. The people are fed up. I gotta speak up because there's a week of protestings, riotings, and the above. Gotta control this nation, control the situation from your disappointment to your statement. It's improvement to this nation. There's no nuisances, just blueprints. The key to the guide is the pavement you take. It's the stage. It's your stage. Don't be afraid, not one bit. Hold it down like Bill Clinton. Try to make a change for the greater good. Improve law enforcement on those who resist and those who kill for this nation. Does not follow any of these guidelines that restrict it from violence, just away from their license, just to go another state, just to keep working in the state of mind. Make no sense. How could somebody do this? It's up to you, new president.
Your next president, in the U.S., college students have to pay a fee, and the fees are outrageous. And in order for college students to pay for college, they are forced to take student loans. And once they graduate college, they have a large amount of debt to pay off, and it stays with them for a long time. In Germany, college students also pay for their college tuition fees, but their tuition fees are lower than the U.S. because they believe education is a right and not a privilege. Also, according to a YouTube channel, Get Germanized, international students can study in Germany for free. In conclusion, I want the next president to make college free because I believe that education should be a right, and U.S. college students should not have to pay money in order to earn an education. Personally, I'm more worried about how much the tuition fees are than coming to college to learn. I'm currently attending Peralta College, and I probably want to transfer to San Francisco State or UC Santa Cruz, but their tuition fees are over $6,000. The tuition fees in the U.S. are so high that I just want to go to Germany because it is free. I don't have to worry about taking student loans, and I want to work for my education, and I do not want to pay for it.